Picking up some speed now!
They're bad, but this is what I'm replacing. I already bought them.
Yeah, but I don't think you're having any to weld to. Like, honestly, I mean, I don't. I mean, I understand that you have these pieces, but there's nothing to weld them to.
So, oh, that's perfect.
No.
All right, what else can we get for you?
Do you want anything?
All right, 579, we'll see you up at the window.
This is a small price to pay for having such a loving, supporting girlfriend.
You know how to drive this thing? You know where you're going? Like, you got eye goopers. Oh, you know what that means. You got eye goopers. You look guilty. What have you done? I haven't figured out what you've done yet, but you've done something. I'm surprised your dad didn't say Rural King. He said meet at Harbor Freight.
That is interesting. He's usually a Rural King guy.
Yeah. He's not in the clearance.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He is? He was? You're kind of cheating on Rural King here.
Look, Hong Kong Tool Company is Hong Kong Tool Company. Rural King is Rural King.
Oh, okay.
Let's not mix the worlds.
Okay. Dolly Wheel. Went to high school with her.
Truck unloading. Picking up some speed now!
Oh my gosh, look at that thing.
Hey, you know what you're gonna want is a wood blocks I made. Because then you can put the wheel on it and really get it up high.
I was gonna order
this frame is so high, you're only gonna get up so high. You know what I mean? Side door. Yep. I'm favoring this side.
This is fine. This is fine.
I left this guy up one last time I told you.
Who invited this guy?
I'd grind them weld smooth. I'd finish grinding. I'd finish welding here, and then it gives you a chance to put a good paint job on there and paint the bottom side. 2 floor jobs.
Might as well.
4 bolts, right?
4 bolts. 4 bolt mafia.
This is definitely the way.
Poor thing. I know other people have dealt with this. It's just like there couldn't be a better design.
Right, it's terrible. I get they don't want people to steal them, but oh my gosh. Maybe I'm just weak. Who knows?
No, I don't think Hercules himself could get those off without a vise. So, we're picking up my truck bed. Excited to get to work on it and fix it. I'm also very excited to get exhaust for my truck. I ordered exhaust yesterday because, as you can hear, yeah, I ordered all new exhaust. I gotta get everything from the manifold and back has to get replaced. So,
Yeah, this truck's earned it. It hasn't broken down yet.
Right. I also need brakes. I also need like a whole front end gone through because it feels like I'm driving a loaf of bread. Not even toasted, a floppy loaf of bread. I feel like I'm driving a soggy piece of pizza. I really need a sun visor. It's really, I want to go up and grab it all the time and it's not there.
Well, hello, young lady.
Hello.
What's happening?
We're getting Tommy's truck bed today.
Good.
So wait a minute, you have
One less thing to mow around. Trying to clean this thing up after a 1,000-mile trip home from Florida.
That's so impressive.
And
That's so impressive.
and trying to figure out why my nitrous didn't work while I was down there, and I figured that out.
All right.
I had a relay that quit working for one stage, and then the other stage, the nitrous line was loose on the solenoid. Lack of maintenance, as my brother would say.
See, I just started this last night.
Oh, really?
So, on her car. Of course, I'm going from there to there.
Right.
Yeah, you got a whole lot lot of fittings. You had twice as many fittings. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to come out of the bottom of that with that hose straight.
No,
So yeah,
it's not a good idea.
No, it's going to be kinked. It's going to be turned too tight. So
what I use is either a sweeping 90 or a
you got the double AN 90.
yeah.
The double female.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the way
to
those
go.
came out of the box, like it came with fittings to do all that.
Right.
But I didn't like the way it was plumbed.
I just last night did this, so yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And I didn't realize that the fuel side was 4 AN.
You guys can do whatever you want, but on my systems, I always like to run a return regulator to bleed the air off the fuel side back to the tank. Because you can purge
Oh, on the nitrous.
the nitrous side, but there's no purge for the fuel side unless you bang it through the motor.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to do is I run
you
a
do?
return back to the fuel cell to bleed air out of the fuel line. Your standalone pump's not running wide open against the relief valve all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that. As soon as she turns her nitrous on, that pump's going to be running wide open.
Yeah, so I just use a standard Holley return regulator and return it back to the standalone. That's just the way I've always done them. Did when Billy was on nitrous, I had his done that way, and then when Tommy's truck was on nitrous, I did his that way. It always worked out well. So
Yeah, I squeezed it under the hood. Yeah, well, I got some flack, so I. God forbid I cut the inner fenders a little bit. Because it's a full restoration car. We're going to restore it someday. Not
yeah, back to original numbers matching.
totally original. Yes, slant 6.
You should see all the hell I catch for this and that. Oh, that
Yeah, that is a sweetheart though.
side.
No,
See my standalone.
it gravity feeds the pump.
Okay, so this is the older style standalone because my standalone, which got robbed out of my Nova to put in Billy's 55, has an internal pump. So yours has an external pump.
Yeah, so there's the bung there, and it goes over, and so there's a line that feeds the in, and then that goes up to the regulator now, and obviously
That'll work. So this is your pressure line from the pump into the regulator. This is your return line back. This is your fuel pressure gauge to set your fuel pressure, and then just to be safe, I've got a nipple right here with a cap on it that you can hook your. I've got a Nitrous Express flow gauge that you hook that to, and then I can set my fuel pressure through a 73 jet returning back to the tank. So that's
So you actually know it's flowing.
yeah, I know what the fuel pressure is
Not just-
flowing that way.
You need to understand something. You need to understand something. Everything is going to be fine.
You always say that.
Another tailgate we gotta fix. They never work, I swear.
I know a guy.
Holy shit, the bed side's all torn up.
We reckon that. Wow,
Thomas.
those are really
Look.
bad.
I bought these. We can cut these off.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Look, well, yeah, these
I know.
are bad, but this is what I'm replacing. I already bought them.
Yeah, but I don't think you're having anything to weld to. Like,
This thing is JUNK junk. I have a new saying. You ready? It's not my problem. And I love it.
I'm with you.
If it was me,
I was
I'd
under the
locate a new
impression.
bed.
I would agree with. I'm with William.
You don't think I can just cut these off and replace them?
There's nothing to weld
What was that?
on cue. That was rust. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely rust.
When I said it here 3 years ago, it wasn't as bad.
It's
I
definitely
mean,
this bad.
dude, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm not trying to be negative, but at some point, reality comes into play here. This is pretty rough.
I mean, the floor's not that bad.
Thomas, look. But when you go to take this off, like that, it's literally falling apart.
Careful, you got that in a shot.
Yeah. There's nothing to weld
Now,
to.
I'll tell you right now, the only chance you've got is to literally move these. But then it won't line up with the hole. I would start searching out west for a bit.
But for right now, you can take this with you and you can start working on it.
You're not helpful at all. You're not. Video's sketchy at best.
Watch tire.
At this point, it's junk, so if we just let it hit the trailer, I'm totally fine with that.
Well, it's not junk.
But you guys just told me this is junk.
Well, I don't think. I think you need to search for another bed.
So this one's junk.
Definitely junk.
Look, if it wasn't for the bed rails, it's really not that bad. Like, what else is that bad on it? It's fiberglass.
Tommy, the fiberglass is completely screwed.
I wasn't worried about that. I mean, it's not a show truck. It's not a show truck.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's take it. We'll take it to the shop. We'll put it on dollies, and I think you should spend some time looking for another bed. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be negative.
What he's saying is he's trying to be realistic.
Look, I haven't had a way to look under it.
No, I get it.
I thought it was better than what it was.
Like, honestly, I mean, I understand that you have these pieces, but there's nothing to weld them to.
Thomas, I would find another
Is this
bed.
an Ohio truck?
Yes.
Can you tell?
Oh, I didn't see that.
At this point, I think it's probably headed to scrap.
Mm-hmm. How do you scrap fiberglass?
And I hate to say it, but it's probably better off staying here if it's going to scrap, because I can load it with a loader.
Yeah.
I would leave it here and just use parts off of it, like these.
The tailgate's nice.
It doesn't work.
Well, that's fixable. That's $5 on Amazon. I thought that the floor would still be solid enough underneath right here. I understand these are bad. That's what I was going to replace.
No.
Do you see what I was trying to do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see.
obviously it welded where the spot welds are. And when you go to weld there again, you're not.
Well, we'll know where it's at if we need it. Is that Tommy's trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a real jewel, Tigger. Real nice.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And on that terrible disappointment.
This was Thomas's first project.
That's cast in there. Look at that.
Until I came along.
Yeah.
Ruined everything.
This is where he got to. He got halfway down the side of the truck and he hit girlfriend.
Yeah, we know how that goes.
All right, guys, so we're back. It's the next day. We're gonna see if we can't, ooh, look, I matched the duster. We're gonna see if we can't have a little more of a productive day today. Yesterday was an epic fail, but you have that sometimes. Today, we're working on this. Many moons ago, when I started this process of putting new cab mounts, oh, there's a light there. When I started putting new cab mounts on this truck, I had to replace the actual part of the frame because it was rotted out. And I wasn't very good at welding back then, but I've gotten a little better now. We're gonna lift the cab up one side at a time, and we're gonna get in here because I was having a really hard time getting to the back side and fully welding some of the stuff. And also, you know, Jeff convinced me, he's like, you know, you should really get in there and do it right and paint it. Working on this truck.
Look, I brought you a present.
I already got some of those, but thank you. How was your day?
It was great.
I've been trying a lot of different techniques when it comes to MIG welding. I found for me doing the cursive E's or loop-de-loops, whatever some people call them, produced the best looking welds for me, and that was what made my welds look consistent. I tried a lot of different techniques, but that's just what worked for me. Not bad. I After everything cooled off, we got a can of POR 15 out, we got everything painted. I'm glad I did this because I was actually able to finish painting some of the frame rails that I couldn't get to with the cab still on the frame. I took a little break to let the paint dry, went and got some dinner, and we're back. So the next side, I'm just gonna do a time lapse because nobody wants to watch me sit here and just like weld, and it's kind of boring. See if we can knock out this other side real quick, and then maybe if I get done in time, we can start doing the cab corner. So I've been practicing a lot of welding on the bench, just practicing fitting pieces of metal together. But a lot of where this practice comes in is getting into a project and something that's not on a workbench. It's, you know, on your truck or on your car. There's a lot of obstacles, a lot of things to work around that are in your way. And the hardest part about it is just getting comfortable and being able to see what you're doing. And that's just gonna come with time for me and practicing and just diving into projects like this. Grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. That'll do. So first things, oh yeah, oh, we're gonna make a mess. There it is. Out. So, oh, that's perfect. Okay. I perfectly cut under the support. There's like a little support on the inside that was giving me a lot of trouble on the other corner. That was really lucky. I gotta cut a little more out down here at the bottom. It's gonna be tricky because part of the inner fender's missing right there. All right, so we've cut out most of the cancer. I think we did all right. I think we're gonna do better on this one than we did the last one. Well, it's time to start cleaning up for the night, and I'm gonna head home. We can start doing fun things this truck, like upgrades wise. We're still doing some of this dirty work, but we're almost through the dirty work. A lot of the rust, that's just a little bit of rust left. I'm happy I finally got a day to work on this thing and make some progress. Got a lot left to do, and sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed. I start thinking about how much I have to do and how much stuff I still need, and it's like, oh my God, like it is a little bit overwhelming, but we'll get there. We just got to keep working on it little by little. We're gonna try and find a step side bed. I know a lot of people want me to do a fleet side, but there's already so many fleet side trucks out there, and you know, I really want it to be like what it originally was. I really thought my old bed was still gonna be usable, but you know, it sitting outside for 3 years just didn't help my case at all, and I was really planning on fixing it. It's all right, we'll find something. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this shop and get ready to go home for the night. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Should have another dart video out soon. We're waiting on some head bolts. But yeah, so thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.